Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this is kind of a vocabulary method in that you need to study. You've learned how to write the equation of a line given 2 points or given a slope and a point. So now we need to write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. Well, what happens is we're going to be given an equation. We're then going to create an additional one for a different line. The equation we're going to create is a different line. And this line is either going to be parallel or perpendicular to the line they give us at a certain point. So keep in mind, parallel are lines that kind of go side by side, never touch. They have the same slopes, always. Perpendicular lines form right angles. This is what perpendicular lines look like. They have opposite reciprocal slopes. So how does this work? All right. This problem says we're going to write a line, but we need two things to write an equation of a line. We need a slope and we need a y-intercept. So if my job is to write an equation of a line and it passes through the point -2, 7, so that means the equation of the line I'm going to write has -2, 7 as a solution to it. But my line that I'm writing, okay, is going to be parallel to this line. Okay, remember, parallel lines have the same slope. So I can look at the line they gave me, and I know that the slope of my line is going to be -4. Because they have the same slope. So remember, I now have a slope and a point. So I can go and do either y equals mx plus b or y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to show you both methods. That way, whichever one you chose, you can check your work. So if we take a look, I'm going to replace m with -4. And remember my point, I'm going to replace x with -2 and y with 7. When I go do the math, 7 equals 8 plus b. Subtract 8 from both sides so that my y-intercept is -1. I now have my slope and I now have my y-intercept. I can write the equation of my line. Well, some people like the point slope formula. I'm a fan of point slope. Because look, I have my slope, I have a point. So I'm going to go replace my slope. And remember my point here, okay? I'm going to replace it. I'm then going to rewrite this because it had minus a negative. You see this here? That line, rewrite it. Then you can distribute. I'm going to add 7 to both sides to get y equals -4x minus 1. I got the same answer no matter which method I chose. At this point, you get to pick which method you want. So now it's your turn. You can use slope-intercept or point slope, whatever you choose, but you need to write the formula. So this is the same exact thing, except now my line is perpendicular. I still need two things. I still need a slope and a y-intercept. I'm going to be writing the equation of a line, and the line I am writing has 4, 3 as a solution. But my equation is perpendicular to this line, meaning its slope. So look at the line right now. The slope of the line that they gave me is 2, correct? My line that I'm going to write is the opposite. So the opposite of +2 is -2. But it's the opposite reciprocal, meaning I flip it, okay? So then I can then go write either y equals mx plus b or point slope, your choice. So I plug in -1/2. And look at my ordered pair, 4, 3. I'm going to plug those in. I'm going to go do some multiplying. Then I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So here's the mistake people make when you use this method. You have B and you have your M, but you haven't answered the question till you go put those in the correct form in the equation. You must have an X next to that negative 1/2. Here's why I like point slope. Because if all you're doing is replacing your slope, and then you take your point and replace it in there, when you go and solve for y, distribute, add 3 to both sides, you're done. Your equation is set up for you. There's less chance of error. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a preference thing. We don't care what method you choose. However, if you're going to choose slope-intercept or point-slope, you must first write the formula. This is helping it commit to your memory. So, if you got stuck on the ones you needed to try, go back and re-watch the video. That is okay to do. No one said you just have to watch it once straight through.